Kali Q. Niid.
Hello, hello, hello! I am Kazasagi Usagi, and I am here with more, Pyre. And thank you so much, Carly Q. I'm gonna replay that. There it goes.
Kali Q. Niid.
So thank you so much, Q. Let's hop right into it. I don't remember how to play Wizard Basketball, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I accidentally clicked on Pamitha while I was fooling around, so we'll just start with whatever it is she has to say. Despite Pamitha's mental conditioning, you can tell that something is troubling her. She won't listen to a word I say, not one damn word. If she weren't my blood sister, I should think I'd hate her guts as much as she hates mine. She shakes her head. I should apologize to you and everyone. I sought Tamitha without asking your leave. Figured I would rather seek forgiveness than permission. You understand. My attempts with Tamitha didn't amount to much, as you well saw. So at this point, I'm hopeful you'll be more accepting of apologies than she. Though, tell me something, reader darling. Do you suppose I'm going to betray you? You may know better than I do at this point. You expressed to Pamitha that you do not view her efforts to make peace with Tamitha as being contradictory to the group's larger goals. You understand why she did what she did. And it wasn't like it was a betrayal. She's just like, when it's my turn to go, you can go instead. That's not a betrayal. She says nothing for a while. That's kind of you to say, darling. May the others see it with such generosity. But if they don't, you need but tell me to depart, and I'll be on my way. However, I have a promise that I wish to make to you. You let me stay, and I'll see this through with all of you, no matter where we all end up. I'll be on the roof for a bit, I think. You take care too, darling. Despite Pamitha's disappointment with the outcome of her confrontation with her blood sister, you sense she is less troubled now after your brief conversation. The winged members of the Essence, each chosen by the matriarch Teresta Tithis, are living exemplars of liberty and piety. Would that my many wings could be thus. Once you of course must know we all had wings. It is said that the people of the Empire relinquished theirs, drawn in by earthly matters as they were. But the harps, such as Trista, held tight the liberty their plumage could afford. These divergent paths did cause a share of differences between the winged and the wingless over time, but here in this land our purposes are shared, our goals united. That, then, is the essence. That is who they are, and what, and why. God. Oh, sprightly. I'm not good at sports. The sports ball. It is very difficult. Oh, new background. I'm not terribly interested in this. Right this second. I think it's straight. Oh no, it's this way. Oh shit. Have you not done enough yet, Nightwings? Father was just now attempting rest, but still you torment him. He may think you have some honor in you, but I can see plain what you really are. Leave us alone, damn you. I'm sorry. The Hulk of Horrors. It has drifted here upon the sea for longer than one might expect. Perhaps you already read of the doomed ship's demise in the embrace of the unfathomed plurns. Some say it was the sea itself which preserves the ship's remains, hidden properties within the water, sea creatures binding together ruined planks of wood. Those such as yourself and the accusers know another truth, I gather. The stars would not align over the wreckage if it did not have greater significance than it first appears. May you have good fortune there during the coming rite. You touched down at the Sea of Solus, where you first encountered Sir Gilliman and the Pyre Hearts. You soon shall carry on by sea, though for now you have time to spare. You volunteered to survey the murky waters around the Black Wagon together with Rookie and Faye. Come on then, chum. Faye's been waiting for us. The search turns up nothing much of note. Wandering through with Rookie and Faye provides reprieve from a long day on the road. Together you return to the wagon in somewhat better spirits. You should have time remaining with which you may pursue your vocation. Oh, excellent. Rookie is counting the group's supply of soul when he sees you approach. He rushes right up to you as per his custom. Hey chum, I was just seeing what we could pick up from the slug market next chance we get. Been running some numbers here, and by my count, we've made old Falconron richer by 214 souls so far, if you can believe that. He's probably doing pretty well these days, just thanks to us. But I figure we got a decent arrangement going. Hoarding soul ain't gonna do us any good down here, and Ron's merchandise can help us get ahead. Those talismans are weird, right? But they seem to work, especially if you heap some of that Stardust stuff onto them, right? Say, you don't think it's cheating using that stuff, do you, chum? He does not give you the opportunity to answer. Though anyways, that Ron and I, we go way back, alright? Like, you don't even know. But he and I, why, technically we knew each other since even before I ended up down here. He was one of my importers, so to speak. Yeah, he and I, we had a good thing going for a while. Sent all sorts of junk downriver to him and back in the Commonwealth, so soul was still worth something to some folk. One day, of course, the jig was up for me, you understand. So imagine his surprise when I ran into him, right here on his home turf. You make an effort to imagine Falconron's surprise. Yeah, so, fine. So Ron didn't shed no tears about me getting thrown down. When I first met him face to face, he just says, "Oh, hey, Mr. Greentail," like he's expecting me or something. Though he did seem pretty miffed at losing me as a supplier. But he got me as a customer. Believe you me, his prices would be 10 times worse if not for Rookie Greentail's premier loyalty discount taken off the top. Just whatever you do, don't go around asking questions about him. Believe you me, the less we know about our good chum Falconron, the better. Anyways, I'm off to chase my tail for a bit, so be seeing you around, chum. He bounds off out of the wagon. What brings you to me this time, my dear reader? You need not ask me twice. Simply verify which of yours shall be the subject of my scrutiny. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Tizo. I dare think I remember something of that imp. He certainly stood out from all of his ilk, though that really is not saying much. Well, let us bring him forth. Tizo soon appears in heed of the summons. Tizo seems to be prepared for whatever lies ahead. Imps such as Tizo can banish several adversaries at once with their aura implosion while returning very soon after. The aberration Sanda appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, imp, you answer to me here. Tizo indicates his understanding and is prepared to begin Sandra's trial. You know the formalities, of course. Show me then what you have learned thus far about the rites in this trial. It shall just be you, my beyonders, and your lovely reader. Let us see now how you fare. fucking stuff. Goodness gracious. I know it's been a hot minute, but... Tizo was frustrated having failed Xander's challenge. Yeah, you didn't just fail, old man. Come now, Imp. The test is not meant to be easy, even for the likes of you. I would tell you not to waste any more of my time, but then my time is there for you to waste, so try again now or whenever you so choose. I just think this is also ridiculously hard for little Tizo. Fuck, dude. Ugh. Fucking headwind doesn't move this fast. Wait, why did... Oh, it kills me. I forgot that that's what that does. And they immediately score. Yep. Fantastic. Can't do anything about it. Oh, it's the worst. This does not bode well for the trial. Fuck. Fucking hell. I genuinely don't know how I can do this as Tizo. Not against these two. Fucking hell. I need to give him a different trinket. For sure. I don't think this is helping. Yeah, that's not helping.
Zara kumpli. Espeta narum tanum nu.
I don't feel this is happening. If banished, Tizo automatically applies its implode ability if he does not from this field. Maybe it is. It doesn't feel like it is, though. It sucks that I have to get him in there 4 times. I think that's bullshit. Oh! Christ. Tizo is excited to have completed Sandra's challenge and awaits her approval. A worthwhile effort, your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Your predecessor may well have approved. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now farewell. Tizo is happy to be back and wonders what it is that Sandra granted you. Take a closer look at the new artifact in your possession. Oh. Tizo's flutter and zip abilities cost less stamina than usual. Oh, that's very good. Leave me alone, reader. I am in no mood to talk to you at this time. She's concerned about something, but you cannot sense what, and she refuses to say. I see little need to help, to keep on blathering about to you, as once I did. I should not have let you in. Begone. My services are yours, but this place is my own. Oh. Beyond a shallow, sickly gulf, the voyage grew increasingly forbidding and much harder to explain. How could a sea exist here at the bottom of the world? We could not deduce what sprang the carcass of ancient sailing ships we found throughout the Sea of Solace, though the warnings that they signified we duly noted. It was here we first met Ors, called the Underking, who brazenly assaulted our small skiff, for we had trespassed in his waters. But then the Underking relented, for he witnessed Solomur and all his doom and glory. Soon he would side with us. Then with the Underking we sailed forth into a tempest beyond reasoning or measure. Hey guys, I got something here, which maybe you would like? He shows you several bottles of multicolored liquids of some sort. Sun serum, star serum, and moon serum. Yeah, they taste pretty good, I guess. And besides, you can give just they can give you just the little lift you need, you know what I mean? You get thirsty for them, don't even worry, I can get more soon. Well, I won't. Oh, yes. Finally. So now that Jody's gone, should I sell her thing? Because I assume she's never coming back. That's the sacrifice you make. It is a legit question. Well, are they worth hanging on to? Not as far as you know? Okay. I got a ton of things that give me bonus damage. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of stuff. I don't love this dude just like softly laughing in my ear. It's not my favorite thing. Oh. I don't really cast auras. And everything is auras. This though? Wait, no. Put this little wingy on. And I'm gonna make it super buff. Flying is free. You can have that. Shit. No, that's better. Here. You can have that. See you guys again sometime soon, maybe? Okay, because I gotta say, you're my favorite customers I've had all week. I feel nothing. Don't even worry about it. I know a bunch of pages got added into the book, so we should go look at them. We rid the land of an impending doom, but faced another of its kind, for we knew that we were trapped. Yet for each danger that we faced, for each failed ambush by Arch, we met that with gentle souls and kindred spirits on the downside, who deserved more than to fade from memory within this land. It was then the stars themselves showed us the way, dilating a great voyage across the sea. Near broken we became, but then at last a moonlit vision, that the rights, thus shall they be, say of us, the 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. I'm missing 2 chapters, and I assume it's because I'm missing 2 people. I'm missing a bog person, and I'm missing a tree person. And I don't know how to get them. But eventually, I assume. You cannot survive the downside if you cannot get around. Howlers shall descend on you, our tempest shall tear you to pieces. That is just the way of it. Traveling through the inversions is no simple feat. Consider yourself blessed if you were born a cur. If not, however, you shall have to find a means to cross these lands without the benefit of Thor's strong paws. Lou Solarian believes this untamed land can be traversed through means unnatural. I thought at first that he meant sorcery, but he suggests invention. He speculates that carriages could cross this land by harnessing its fury. A wild thought. In my case, my paws shall suffice. I saw of no polite way to describe the climate here. It oppresses every living thing, except perhaps the native flora in a few specific areas. Once more, the recommended course is to keep moving. Moving keeps you warm when it is cold or when it is very hot. You use what strength you can to move to somewhere you think you can breathe, where you can think and breathe. The weather in the downside seems intrinsic to the different reasons, which my good friend Molten Myth shall describe. Shelter can be difficult to find, and you cannot stay in it for very long. Perhaps, however, shelter can accompany you rather than restrain you. Page 69. The Darzaban was the first of many river ships to vanish in the downside. Although presumptions of its loss were not inaccurate, the doomed ship and her valiant crew had charted half the Sea of Solace ere the end of their brave voyage. The sea titan Unfathomed Plurns was not fond of vessels sullying her seat, and split the doomed ship with a single swipe. The ship's own scattered prow would later end the sea titan's cruel reign, as the boastful Underking loves to recount. The stars themselves must have been moved by this. That point within the sea, now sacred, has the stars dancing in homage every now and again. The ashen effigy of the nightmare titan Zavala's horse-headed looms as dark as ever on the precipice of the Black Basin, where her chaotic influence sundered the land itself until it wept with fire. The very hot insistent that our graceful friend Taristothysis finally laid to rest the greater titan with the power of the holy scepter of the empire. The stars shone down upon us all with blinding light. Tristia thought that she could bear her children in the warmth there, but alas! Now the stars revisit the locale with regularity. The fissures in the rock do pose more danger than one ought invite, but summons to the nest is to be honored. Much can be said about the Sisters of the Arch, whom we banished to the great beyond for deeds irredeemable. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in the book. The sisters in the book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light, and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us and you in turn. The words within the book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text, to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere lights. They are not mere words. If you chance upon the Sisters of the Arch within their prison here, give them our thanks. I'm gonna get my ass beat by these dudes. Here, among the immeasurable depths of the hulk of ores, you await the signal of the stars. There is no sign yet of your expected adversaries, the accusers. The little imp Tizu flutters up to you. Tizu cautions you that he has some history with your next adversary, Lendl. Tizu seems to be indicating that Lendl has a personal vendetta against him. But before he can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you. If Tizo sits this one out after I have buffed his little butt, it will be upset. Something else catches your notice in the sky. This time, strange new stars shimmering about, the ones you recognize. The greater titans have returned. Some of them, and merely in spirit form, but these dark stars are portentous sign. Though they may light your way, beware the path in which they illuminate, reader. Henceforth, you may invite the influence of the Titan stars.
Behold, the Titan stars.
Oh, I am beholding. Your adversary shall be more cunning and much quicker to react. Why would I want this? Oh, to rank up faster. Your adversary shall have +8 hope, making them return sooner after banishment. I don't need this, actually. I don't need that in my life.
The Titan stars. Burning remnants of monstrosities felled by the scribes themselves. Who could stand against them in their fury? You are wise to have resisted their seductions, reader.
Thank you.
Best focus on your adversaries, keen as they are to confront you once again. Put out their pyre first, and show them the glory of the Night Wings. Now then, make ready for the rite!
Your companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there is still no sign of your adversaries, the accusers. I can't remember what they were called in Transistor, but that would be like me just slapping those on without any. Just making things way harder for myself. The little imp Tizo screeches something, cautioning you all to stay alert. Yeah, they always have something that's like, do you want to make this game harder for yourself? And my answer for this, in this particular case, is no, actually. No, thank you. But then, someone leaps forth from the shadows, and he grabs at his mask. Caught you, you miserable beast! I knew it! After all this time, I knew that you were still among their ranks. Tizo is angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendl. Silence, fiend. You robbed me of my freedom, my dignity. Your evil shall be ended here and now, and you, Nightwing, shall not deny me thus again. Come then, my accusers, for we face again none other than the spawn of the accursed imp, Hubbub the Swallow. Let us show him now that he is a disgrace. Tizo whistles something angry back at them. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently has not let it go.
Now we shall get started.
I really do just have 3 that I love bringing every time. But you're gonna hit rank 4, so I will bring you.
Edwin!
Yes. I haven't used you in an actual lifetime.
Faye!
Krastia?
Tizo! It is done.
Tizo hoped to never have to see Lendl again, but is prepared to face him. Nightwigs, the wicked fiend you serve is an affront. He denied my rightful freedom in my moment of triumph. I shall never forgive him or any of you.
Begin!
Oh shit!
A bit of a blunder. Already does your adversary's flame begin to flicker. There goes the orb. Exactly in
Whoa.
the book.
Hold still, you misbegotten little pox. We are not finished with you yet. Tizo utters at Lendl a slew of the absolute worst in profanity. Your curses could not possibly affect me any further, you false spawn, for you have taken everything from me already. Yeah, that's why I was really determined to get it done. But if I am to be trapped in this forsaken hole with you for the remainder of my days, then I shall see that yours shall be as doleful as my own.
That Lendl certainly enjoys a rousing speech, though talk means nothing in the rites. Sublime. The Nightwings edge closer to victory. Oh, you poor thing. Poor Headwind.
Bye, fools.
Tizo takes the plunge. Now go. With grace. Oh.
Hobby.
From burning flame to ash. Oh. All for naught. Bask in the purifying flame.
You gotta run, my boy.
You're...
Woo! Goodbye.
Tizo takes the plunge. Now go on, just once more. It is done. The Nightwings prevail again. 'Twas as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Fantastic.
The rite is complete.
Tizo is very pleased that you prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. Blast! Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp! It is a monster in disguise, a fiend. Come forth to torment me until the day I die. Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Tizo reappears once the coast is clear and expresses his gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo truly is descendant of Hubbub the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy to live up to.
The rites do tend to teach something of trust.
No matter what anyone says, I refuse to think there's some sort of limit to one's understanding of all this. Hedwyn and his allies caused banished adversaries to remain banished for 2 seconds longer than usual. You take that, my boy. I need to use my poor worm.
Until the stars align.
Back at the wagon, after thwarting the accusers with ease, you are about to join the others, discussing the outcome when Volfred finds you. Good work back there, my boy, though I'm afraid I must pull you away from any revelry, for there is something you should see. Please join me outside. Look forth. The golden star reveals to us once more. Indeed, somewhere deep in the infinite dark, a single star shines brighter than the rest. Oh, is it time for rites already? I guess it is. The rites are calling to you again to the fall of Salam, where once again you may go free should you prevail. It is as we discussed. The cycle of rites is beginning to turn more quickly. Perhaps the scribes themselves have taken notice. Fortunately, having more frequent opportunities to free ourselves is not unwelcome to our plan. I suppose it's good for everyone, including the withdrawn, who we will oppose next. Ah, shit. Getting to Mount Aladale ought to be a little easier than before, at least. We should be able to make landing near some of the old monuments of the scribes. Let us set forth at dawn. Soon, everyone is off to rest as best as they are able, knowing that another chance for liberty for one of them shall soon present itself. I know you're a good little bean. Tizo has seemed somewhat less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, wanting for you to hear him out. Tizo seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. Tizo understands full well why Lendl is angry with him. While Tizo does not like Lendl as a person, he recognizes nonetheless that he had denied his freedom. It was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend go free. Nonetheless, he still feels certain guilt and regrets that the rites force exiles into such situations. He falls silent for a while. Whether the 8 scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain. Then, Tizo is grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best and live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up into the rafters with some of the other drive imps, regardless of whether he truly is a descendant of Habub the Swallow. Surely the scribes would have been proud of him. Thank you. I will take that sippy after I touch some stuff. Alright, sippy time. Oh shit. No! Oh, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Hold on. There we go. The accusers formed under Galathane. He is a big man. He values justice, loyalty, steadfastness. Galathane, he says, that the accusers take their name from one of the most accomplished legions from his former military days. All among them, in fact, served the Master General at one time. They represent the stoutest-hearted people of the Empire who held true to Moor and Galathane to the end. The golden colors of their remnants are reminiscent of their old shining armor. In his claim, ever shall they seek out those with the truest spirits and the strongest sense of purpose to replenish their ranks. The winged members of the Essence, each chosen by the matriarch Teresa Tithis, are living exemplars of liberty and piety. Would that my wings could be thus. Once, you of course must know, we all had wings. It is said that the people of the Empire relinquished theirs, drawn in by earthly matters as they were, but the harps such as Teresa held tight to the liberty of their plumage could afford. These divergent paths did cause a share of differences between the winged and the wingless over time, but here in this land our purposes are shared with goals united. Then is the Essence. That is who we all are. Oh, I already read this. I thought so. It seemed so familiar. But I just kept going. I did notice that with the accusers. Well, as I was reading that page just now, I was like, that dude's an asshole. Okay, continuing. the trip. I thought I could land. Sorry, Edwin. You make a landing on the sacred mound of Aldale, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. You wonder who among you may reign his or her freedom this time. Volford finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to the Fall of Solem by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise our chances that our plan shall ultimately succeed. Later that day, you accompany Pamitha into the sublime grandeur of the Emperor's Fall, where a monument of gold Gothane awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Pamitha's inner thoughts, as clear as if she were speaking aloud. Talking to the dead again, Pamitha. Fine, why not? Ought to keep your mind off things. Just don't get your hopes up. Your life back there, it wouldn't be any better anyway. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Gol Gothane has shown you favor. At dawn, you should begin your ascent. For now, the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. So, my little wormy friend, I do want to help you. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to go, but he is probably the one I'm going to ship off. So I guess it would be a waste. Here, Tiza, you're almost at 4. Tiza would be pleased to go over the finer points of the rites with you. Tizo gains a somewhat stronger grasp of how to better pass the celestial orb through strength of will and trust in one's Tremavite than through dexterity alone. He nods in understanding. Here we go. Tizo thanks to Hawab the Swallow for watching over and protecting him. There we go, my little lad. If banished, Tizo drops an improved moon sign that boosts allies' speed and stamina. When the saluting is absent. Tizo expresses fascination with the stars and their relation to the rites. Oh good. I can't wait to be very angry in a second. I know, I love my little bird friend. You find Pamitha by herself again, though her expression has grown darker than her custom. Leave me be, would you, reader darling? Trying to get some good and proper moping done here, and you're distracting me. Leave me be, reader. Just leave me be, reader. Just leave me be. You don't want to know what's lurking in my heart or mind. What you'll find there isn't pretty. Yet something about her thought process is different to you now. You know that, with her conditioning, she can resist your scrutiny, but now her thoughts are all laid bare to you. Pamitha seems to be inviting you into her thoughts. Remain there, in that lonesome space with her. What is it going to take, I wonder, Timitha? Shall I just go ahead and kill them all? That would be proof enough, perhaps, about my loyalties to you and to our sisters. Perhaps I ought to start with this one right in front of me. The bond between you severs as Pamitha opens her eyes and stares at you. Then she smiles sweetly and gives a gentle laugh. You see, reader darling, my thoughts are rather cumbersome at times. But do not fear, I have them well under control. Still, thoughts being the loathsome thing they are, I nonetheless cannot fully suppress them. She exhales and looks askance. You know by now why I am in this mess with all of you. You could say I lack Tamitha's sense of commitment, her zeal. She lives only to see your nation overthrown, or something worse if she could have her way. Centuries of conflict can be quite emboldening that way, especially when one's sister's leading cause of death is Commonwealth forged steel. Wielded with the utmost of mercy, of course. Well, I had little patience for the senselessness of it myself. Became a bit of a pariah, I suppose. I knew Tamitha was going to get herself and others killed someday, so when she was to fly out on this big mission of hers, I had other arrangements made. But after she was caught, your people did not exactly uphold their end of the bargain. I knew there was such risks, of course, and yet a chance is still a chance. Tamitha was clipped and cast down. A mercy, they called it. I did not see it that way, and in my growing protests of her treatment, I was soon enough to follow. She falls silent for a while. I haven't yet decided if I entirely regret my actions, but I do seek Tamitha's forgiveness and wish that she could see my thoughts for what they are, as it seems you can. Then she might realize our nation's people have much more in common than she knows. Sometimes I wonder which of them is stupider. She brushes past you and out of the wagon for now. Oops. I was just trying to touch rocks. Just touch rocks. I can sense you out there somewhere. What is it that you want? Oh, that can be arranged. You need but name for me the one you have in mind. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Pamitha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in heat of the summer. You called for me, reader darling? Ah, it's that crystal. Then let's hash it out already. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, harp, you answer to me here. Oh, a bossy one. Sure, then go ahead and tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what you can do. Left to your own devices, save for the reader's vigilance, of course. Let's see. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. There now, is everybody happy? Oh, happy as can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. You have my congratulations, both to you and to your lovely reader. Now be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. My, that Sandra could sure use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? So what have you there, darling? While flying, after dousing an adversary's pyre, Pamitha may instantly return and deals +3. Well, shit. I use the instant return to her anyway. It's just a better version. I thought I told you to be gone. She is pushing you away as she did before. Perhaps I ought to cease my services to you if you insist on disrespecting my wishes thus. Would that sound good to you, O reader? Imagine not having access to loathsome trinkets which I grant to you. Imagine those idiots of yours having to get by without my tutelage. I can imagine it just fine myself. I was once a weapon used to kill an emperor. Attempt to kill him anyway. Now I am once again a tool being exploited, soon to be discarded. Go on then, leave me be. Go about your business and let us pretend we do not full well know how this shall end between us. You sense Faye shall gain favor from the scribes. On the way to the summit, you pass the monument of Lusorian, and Tizo happens to take notice. Hello again, old friend. I hope the stars are comforting to you. These Nightwing are as strong of spirit as I have seen. Please look after them. He says little after paying his respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Lusorian has shown you favor. Perfect. It would be perfect. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leads upward towards the summit, past the archway carved of stone. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you toward the archway where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwings have returned. They have. Greetings, Celeste. She all but ignores him and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you in turn, please state your name and what it is you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Please, just do as she says. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Tizo passes through the gate. Ruki passes through the gate. Hedwyn passes through the gate. Faye passes through the gate. Pamitha passes through the gate. Sir Gillian passes through the gate. Voivrid passes through the gate. No one is left for you. But you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. The guardian of the Scribe's Gate regards you with a still expression. Then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the gate guardian. You have our gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. Again you gain the top of Mount Aladol, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow Jordel from this place. Oh, hey you guys. You know, it's real awful cold up here sometimes, waiting for customers. So come on in, okay? And good luck with that big battle thing you got. Where's you going, isn't it? I heard it's gonna be exciting far from my friends. I will take this. Thank you. Wait. Oh, I can't afford it. I'm so poor. That's okay. Yeah, so this... After plunging into the adversary Pyre, the bearer has a chance to avoid banishment 60%. While flying and dousing the enemy's Pyre... No, wait. It's, Pamitha may instantly return and deal. There's no percentage of his sheet. I'm gonna leave this on, and I'll level this up, I guess. I don't think I need the extra damage. It's a better chance of returning anyway. Ugh, I'm nervous. I don't want to lose. And these are the only people I've lost to. The time has come for your second liberation rite to commence. You observe the lone minstrel and Volford, speaking in hushed tones, but cannot sense the topic or the tone. Then Volford looks up to you. I trust you are feeling as prepared as possible, my boy. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though these liberation rites have a more immediate effect. It's somewhat crass, however. I've gone and estimated by how much each of our companions may contribute to the outcome of our plan should they be liberated here. Factors such as their previous occupation, innate tendencies to lead, and oratory skill contributed to my assessment. It's nothing personal, for we are all in this together. Besides, we all ought to return in time, if possible. Know simply that for each of us who goes, in doing so, he or she shall raise our total chances of success. Reader, sir, this night you shall confront the withdrawn. They have already appointed Unmathe to be liberated, should they manage to prevail. We all have faith in you, my boy, and lo, even the stars agree on this account. Oh, no thank you. Appreciate. Plus 30. No.
The Night Wings have returned unto the fall of Solium, at which the scribes first formed their sacred union. At stake this night is freedom and prosperity. But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity. 'Twas the withdrawn which earned it. Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
The Pyre's burn at each of the Trimavites is present and prepared. I concur. The Pyre's burn in each of the Trimavites is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the withdrawn, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. The bog dweller Umuda appears from the shadows and reaches for her mask. We are known to be witch Umadale, our adversaries. They are nothing to us, or the one we serve. You shall be devoured in the coming age, an age of strife wrought down by the fell wings and many-seeing eyes of Yash, the astral-born. You speak blasphemy upon the sacred site, Ulnad. If you value your liberty, then I suggest you cease mocking the scribes. The scribes! They failed to stop bullshit, and ye shall rise again. As for ye, Nightwings, you have no consequence in Yash's grand design. She dons her mask once more. Soon we shall return to our land, with Yash shall usurp, where we shall offer him our blood, and that of many, many others. Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rite? Reader, I am bound to tell you once more, the first companion whom you choose shall go free this very night, if you prevail. Only the enlightened may thus anointed. Not all among you may be ready yet. The other two, chosen from the Triviate, shall lend their aid. Nightwings, make your decision.
Who would you set free?
Damn it. I had a bad feeling about that. What decides if they are worthy or not? Because she's not worthy either, and she's done tons of shit. Oh, beans. That makes sense. Oh, it sucks to see this boy go. I love him a lot. Alright, we gotta get Sir Gilliman up and out of here. Okay. Good choice there, chum, though if I get out of here, I don't know what you're gonna do without me. I don't know
Who
either.
shall lend him support?
Sure, let's get him out of here then.
Tizo.
Tizo seems very determined to support Ruki.
Now.
Soon, yes. Very soon we shall release thee. We shall release thee. And as for ye Nightwings, you have much in store for you.
Commence.
Oh shit. Damn, they do a lot of damage. Shit. Oh, fuck. This is very bad. I just can't get it together. Invoke thee for we seek. Okay, it's fine. I don't care about it much.
And there it is, at last. The withdrawn have
That
proved their
sucks.
worth. It could have been you, Nightwings, but alas. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the withdrawn shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Ah, damn it all, chums. I can't believe you blew it. I could have been out of here. I really thought you had it in the bag. Oh well, now it's out of my system, so, see you back in the wagon, eh? As promised, Yash, they shall be fulfilled. The hunger sated. This land in which the scribes bound thee in thy imprisonment, it gave us strength, which we shall use in the service of thy will. Thy patience with us, thy forgiveness, we give thanks. And as for them, which Ulmine solely turns toward all of those in witness of her victory, ye who stood against us, know that Yash shall not forgive ye, nor shall we. We now return unto the lands above, to sow for him the future which he seeks. And they, the fools above, shall merely call us mad. Their time, of course, shall come. But that which Ulmane plunges into the waters of the Shimmer Pool and disappears. Yet, still, her dry voice reverberates across the mountaintop.
Godspeed.
I can't think of anyone more undeserving than these crazy witches.
The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
When do I get an evil snake?
May the scribes have mercy on us all.
Back at the Black Wagon, after the outcome of the liberation rite against the withdrawn. What a joke that was. Tizzy hopes Ruki is not feeling too disappointed. Although you did not succeed in liberating Ruki, there is some consolation. The rite shall continue, and before long you shall have another chance. We did what we could. For each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits at the end of our path. For now, we must persevere. Speaking of which, reader, I take you have seen the stars? Or I should say, the lack thereof. You have, or did. Once more the sky is abysmal darkness, following the liberation rite. No stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then let us go once more to Moonlighted Cove. I have an errand I must run. Besides, once we arrive, best we recover now and make our way southward at first light. Yeah, you thought Ruki was trying to get your attention, but soon realized his attention is fixated on somebody else. Might I assist you with something there, Master Greentail? Ruki has not struck you as the sort to ever be at a loss for words, and yet... Ah! No, I was just trying to see if maybe... Pamitha gives a laugh, not in an unkind way. At ease, Ruki darling. You should know I have no immediate plans to snatch you up and eat you for a snack, if that was your concern. No, it's just, what is it then, Look, I got this really stupid question here, been bugging me, it's all. It's just us curs, we don't have many run-ins with you folks, and so... What is your really stupid question, Ruki darling? Okay. Here it goes. How come you always wear that hat? Pamitha remains silent for a time, then... This helm is given to me by my blood sister on the night of my first kill. Slowly she reaches for the helm. Ruki Greentail, the helm means nothing to me now. I want you to keep it. What? Then Pamitha begins to laugh again. Come on, Ruki darling. You've got to stop being so serious around me all the time. I don't bite. Besides, we seem to make a decent enough team out there, I think. You're pretty quick. Ruki laughs rather sheepishly. Alright. You got me pretty good there, sister. So, that stuff you said about the hat, then. Total nonsense, mostly. I just happen to like it. So you're saying I can't keep it. If I get out of here before you, Mr. Greentail, it's all yours. It's a deal! He skitters off before Pamitha can respond. She simply shrugs at you and smiles. Pamitha, put that hat back on. Your hair is wild. From the top of Mount Aladale, the downside may seem in its entirety, or at least felt, since so much of the land is shrouded, but that is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lies upon this highest mountain an inverted fall, whose waters crash not toward the sea, but rush toward the heavens. We speculate that these very waters which delivered us, but now bend backward, seeking their return, as do we all. If in this phenomenon we can freedom be achieved, but only for the chosen when the time is right, this is a path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. I'm going to assume that I have read. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy, even for perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Solomur drifted into an ocean of regret, he found there mercy, or rather it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Empire of Sar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn, as we have. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. We shall stand together to shoulder, equals in the same society. You once again find yourself amid the hidden splendors of the moonlighted clove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. I'm so sad I lost. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part of is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour, with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everyone to convene. You understand that he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. You look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you. In all of us. I see in all of us the living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from different tribes which later formed the Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we're still missing one key representative. On behalf of Molten Millith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forth. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller, called Big Bertrude, utters something guttural by the way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us? Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten you, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner, and guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains. Meaning it is time to get we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Well. Oh, these poor dogs. Oh, so they're gone forever now. I guess I should fight the Tempers? Tempers seem like the big problems. Tempers and then the accusers again. Looks like we have to face the Tempers again next time, which means Ingarius. He's probably still angry that we beat him in the Liberation Rite. Hedwyn then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignorus, a longtime resident of the Downside, as evidenced by his appearance, the strongest of the Tempers. He has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer in the Starry Eight, where he came to symbolize its reputation. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy Chamberlain, who then exploited his connections to have Ignerus arrested and then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the Downside, Ignerus dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survived alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rights, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now at last, it is his turn. He may not be the nicest person in the world, but doesn't make it right that he was flushed here with the rest of us. Anyhow, we better get some sleep after today. You wish a good night to Hedwyn. Your travel shall continue at first light. You find Big Gertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly! We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom the sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bog can induce paralysis, or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from the tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Gertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? Ugh. We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. There we go. We are still missing a tree. I suspect that dude will join us eventually. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be the binding law within the Downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the Downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of the 9 Trimovites and look toward the stars for guidance in their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night, shall 2 Trimovites stand in opposition, far enough afield beside their concentrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each Trimovite, the 3 shall act as one to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just to themselves. Trimovites shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whoever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The Trimovites are to disperse. We, the 8, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed the guidance and ours. The stars may take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed on you, Tremovite, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversary shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at the celestial landmarks, ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred remnants fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Aladile. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre and concentrate the grounds using their words. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. The heavens shall respond when all is set. During the rite, each Trimovite shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Trimovites lacking experience in this may designate a reader whose focus on the book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Trimovites are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. Oh my god. I will take that, Sippy. Thank you very much. Exiles bearing the remnants in this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rite. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their Trimovites, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus in this book. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens, but one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring Trimovites to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the remnants in this book, bestows the necessary qualities for the bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the 3 in a Trimovite. It seeks the grasp of whoever acts among the 3. Once grasped, the orb shall withdraw within its bearer is aura, fueled by the Trimovite's own flame. It has to be cast into the flame. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck by an empathy and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst those blessings we bestow, thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your Trimovite earns favor. In time, the Trimovite with the most favor shall be summoned into the liberation rite to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Salam under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favorable Trumovites shall confront one with which we appoint. These two Trumovites shall first pass through the Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each Trumovite may be appointed for a chance at freedom. 2 of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of their Trumovite, which prevails, then shall plunge into the Shimmer Pool and return to glory. Oh god, I got this. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable? Nay, Saddlewood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so, once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. I'm gonna really start throwing here. Oh, yeah. I read all that, but I didn't absorb fucking anything. Volford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The Road to Freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something now. I spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn it through by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? You tell Volfer that the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time, how much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It's amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood its ravaging effects of time quite well, and thus the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes, although the reasons why they are in there written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interests in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve those volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. You meet up with Sir Gilliman, who suggests you go ringing with him through Cinderroot. This night shall escort you, good Master Reader. Together you set out to explore the untamed flora around the Black Wagon. You find little to speak of other than desolation typical of the downside. Alas, that no adventure sought us out this day. You and Sir Gilliman make your way back to the wagon. Though uneventful, your search helped ease the burden weighing on you, and leaves you with time to pursue your vocations. Come, little worm. I am going to make you very, very beefy. This knight is always keen to take even the bare scraps of wisdom, Master Reader. You and Sir Gilliman go over his understanding of his aura and its connection to his presence, both physical and spiritual. The discussion proves informative. The knight's aura, you have surely seen it, no? It cascades like a flowing waterfall. Yes. That is the plan. Now, we may lose in my attempt to make him strong, but I don't have any money. Sir Gilliman is fuming in anger over something, so much so that you are hesitant to approach him, but you approach him anyway. Exile is too light a sentence for this night. He notices you and then seizes up. He begins acting rather nonchalant, as though his outburst did not just transpire. But greetings to you, noble master reader. What brings you to this night this afternoon? You maintain a gentle tone with him and ask whether there is something he might wish to discuss. Sir Gilliman perhaps could benefit from talking through his woes. He stands there for a time, silent and dejected, but then... Master reader, this knight cannot escape the horrors of his past. It seems that you would hear them. Then you have this knight's apologies ahead of time for burdening you further with his troubles. Having said that, here then are the troubles you requested. You are, of course, familiar with the siege of Spiral Sanctum. For this knight, the memory of it is like a wound which will not close. This knight stood there on the front lines whilst the high-wing remnants descended upon us. So furious was their assault that our chain of command was ruptured instantly. We, of the Sea Dominion, we require orders to perform our duty. Without such orders, we were surely made a very easy target there that eve. One by one, then two by two, they picked us off, becoming bolder. Some of them shrieking with laughter all the while. This knight, he saw his comrades cast aside like sea flies. And how this knight survived he does not know for certain even now. Perhaps it was that he attempted to pursue and to detain his own knight commander whom you met when you first met this knight. The cursed Sir Dulidge. If not for his craven cowardice, the Spiral Sanctum it might have held at least a little while longer. But instead we were routed, rendered spineless both in form and deed. Sir Dulidge was first to turn and flee, as our chain of command crumbled. And as for this knight, he failed to catch his knight commander. He must have looked a coward too. Thus came the time for penance, and this knight, while he insisted that the only course of action reasonable, he insisted on the sentence to the downside. And as you can plainly see, his wish was then fulfilled. How absurd that he should re-encounter his old knight commander here soon after. Thus did this knight become obliged once more to Sir Deluge. We took to the waters of the Sea of Solus, where soon we were met the Pyre hearts, a primitive exclusive to our kind. It was plain to see that they lacked wherewithal, and Sir Dulidge, they thought he could provide it, the leadership they sought. And his was too much of a coward to decline. And as for this knight, being of the Sea Dominion, he had little choice but to comply. Or so, at first, he thought. When this night, when he encountered you and the Nightwing, something awakened within him. With so little honor left to lose, and so much left to gain, it became intimately clear that this knight stood a better chance within your ranks than those of Sir Dulidge. And there is little left to say. This knight cannot escape his past, yet he chooses to believe that he was spared that day, not merely by coincidence. Perhaps under King Oris's plans in store, in which this knight may play a part. This knight, he clings, however vainly, to that hope. He slithers away, his head bowed low. It seems best to leave him be for now. You sense he feels relieved at having shared all this. Never have I witnessed an affront to nature, mine and everyone's, quite like the poison woods of limbless Azarek, the root titan, and his suffocating influence. I shall leave it to the boastful Underking to tell you more of Azarek's vanquishing, whilst I may tell you something of the glade that he protected, which became my own, for my own genealogy now occupies the soil there, and strives furthermore to prevent Azarek from taking root again. The brambles of the glade are constantly encroaching on themselves, then falling once again to dust. This miraculous cycle, reflected in the starlight, piercing through the canopy, needs to be witnessed whenever the stars invite an audience. From the mountain top. Oh, I've read this. I'm going to assume this is all fine. I have no money. I have nothing to sell. Hey you guys, how long's it been since I last told you you're my favorite customers? Because I just wanted to remind you that it's definitely true. Okay, so come on in, I guess. Sir, I have no money. Didn't see anything like this time, huh? Goldman, I'm sorry. Once more you have returned to the glade of blue, and your companions stand ready beneath a still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You overhear some of their words to one another as you await the signal in the stars. We're up against the Templars. They'll be ready for us this time. Lower then thy voice, and raise thine eyes aloft. Just then you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. God, fuck no.
The much vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Tempers. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Hey, look who wants a piece of us again. It's the damn Nightwings, here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. At least you got the old curly horns out of the stump. I gotta give you that. One look at her and you just knew that she was too good for this place. Though maybe that ain't saying all that much. Any of you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something for me. You let her know Iggy says hi. You let her know. Not sure that she'll remember some dumb lump like me. Then Ignares shoves on his mask. Oh my god, that sounds so brutal. Alright, Tempers. Let's give it to him like we still got a chance. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the remnants of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Saddlefoot, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus, we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Now let us get started. Sir Gilman. It is done.
For the glory of the Nightwings! Alright, you damn Nightwings, let's see what you got.
Now begin. The orb slips from your clutches.
Oh shit. Run, Ricky, run!
The Nightwings assert themselves thusly. beacons. Now to the vein. Now there's a proper dousing. There. Absolution.
You Nightwings, you've been practicing, ain't ya? What about you, Iggy? You're just a washed-up old goat. You're through. How long are you gonna keep at this, getting weaker and weaker and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it already, will ya? The sooner we wrap this up, the sooner we can all catch some shut-eye and put an end to this damn day.
Yes. Well, I dare say. Neither triumvirate is closer than the other. Oh. Ignatius deals a crushing blow against the fire. Perhaps you are unworthy. Zap.
Fucking hell. That's it.
Thrust straight into your flames. Alas for fame. No. Now. Glorious.
I have so much ground to make up.
Well, now that was exciting. There.
Go, go, go!
Oof. And it is done. The tempers prevail.
I hate when they have so much more health than my Pyre, and so I have to do all this extra work.
The right is done.
It ain't even broke a sweat. You Nightwings ain't so tough as before. Be seeing you around. The scribes, they test our faith? They test our faith!
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
You know, with all the rights business, there's been this one real fancy move that I've been mulling for a while, and I think I finally got how I could pull it off.
until the next rite.
I guess I'm just gonna get that bad end. After your flame was quenched by the Tempers and your lad is free, you return to the wagon and find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. How strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Volfred said. Then Volfred notices you there. Reader, Tarek and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky, is all. It appears the star of Kalmar rope collar is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself, and I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. Oh, are they giving me a pity win? Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kelmar, deep within the deathless tempest. Have you been there before, Tarek? So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land spring. Reader, let us not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We shall set forth at dawn and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Settlewood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash. Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officers who come to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not seem to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them. Is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Saddlewood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping me to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this, but then, even still, and through this new ordeal thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needest not explain yourself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Saddlewood. They remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you back in my life. Back in the Commonwealth and here as well. I mean that, although I know that is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Saddlewood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Volfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. I don't think that's a conversation we should have been privy to. You make landing within the deathless tempest, far west of where you first breached the shores beyond. You wonder what sort of celestial landmark lies hidden among these waters, though for now you have some time left before continuing onward. You and Faye wander together for a while through the murky waters of the Barbed Reef, sometimes in circles. What exactly she is looking for, she cannot explain. Evidently, however, she happens on something that never caught your notice. Look at this, Mr. The Scribes. They walked this very path, I think they did, and left this here for us. The object she procures does not seem to emanate with some sort of faint and ancient power. Oh shit. I know exactly what I'm gonna blow that on. Faye seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You are unsure whether to check on her or leave her be. You sense now is not the time to interrupt, and that Faye is on the verge of confronting some long-dormant emotions, which she is ought to face. They always said there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't really tell me what. They wouldn't say, they just said I was moon-touched, but so what? So then the Scribes, they called me here. They are the ones who brought me here. Not those people. They were so cruel. They were always so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time. No one that I really recall. Although so much of it back then, I can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it, I didn't want it to be true. But I remember that they threw me out. They decided they would throw me out and let the Scribes take care of me, they said. The Scribes, they said, would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again. Although I think I liked it more, being alone down here, than being alone back there. Everyone's alone down here, and so it makes me feel less alone, somehow. Back there, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew that I was closer to the Scribes. I knew that they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know, and then one night I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it that the Scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? And maybe they sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I would get closer to the Scribes. That way, maybe they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone. And more importantly, I think sometimes I even feel that way that I am not alone. Maybe. As we get closer, maybe I will get to feel that way more often, being here or being anywhere with you and all my friends. She fell silent. Though you were concerned for her at first, you sense that now she is at peace. She wanders off, paying you no notice at least, and you sense you have a better understanding of her now. We waited for the deathless tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking, he merely laughed and laughed, for the deathless tempest does not subside. What lies beneath the stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage nonetheless through the sorceress' aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surroundings and inversions. We did detect a landform to the west. Solomur detected there with the presence of the treacherous aid, which lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided, and last we arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. Have we read? They don't. That's fine. I'm going to assume they have all read. A messenger imp appears before you in the tumultuous waters of the Deathless Tempest, bearing news and rumors from the other side. You learn what happened to the disturbing witch Umaldine, whom you first encountered in Flagging Hands, and later in the Liberation Rite, where she at last prevailed. Thus did she return to the Commonwealth, where all her hideous transgressions were forgiven and forgotten, but she laughed, invoking oaths in the name of her patron Yalsh. She subsequently fled into the southern bonds, and has not been seen since. There she remains, doubtless plotting profane acts against the very fabric of the world. As for the exiles of the Trimavite, the withdrawn, after delivering their master, they disperse to aid her in whatever she intends on next. You shall not face them in the rites again. You thank the messenger imp for delivering this information. How much of it is true you cannot know for certain. The imp declines your offer for a place to rest and hurries on its way. The wagon... Thank you. Thank you for the sippy. The wagon shudders to a halt on the Isle of Pyre. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance, you hear the old, gibbering noises that sound like drive-ins. I got a rock just for you, my boy. This night wonders at times about why we are here, and which forces have transpired to bring us here together. Has Under King Ors himself taken interest in this noble quest? I don't think I have ever been able to get this man to do anything close to eliminating an adversary. But God, I have a dream that that will one day happen. Everything is set for the rite to commence, and all is quiet amid the boundless waters of the Isles of Pyre. All there is left to do is wait for nightfall and to set it. You observe Sir Gilliman standing back and forth, back and forth. You sense something is weighing on his mind. This night is not a night at all. This night betrayed his former commander, abandoned his brethren in the Sea of Dominion. But what is knighthood even? What is knighthood if it means having to follow such a craven as that Sir Deluge? Cease this nonsense, Gilliman. Focus on the right, focus on the right, focus on the right. He notices you finally. Oh, Master Reader, this knight did not see you there just now. Such was his preoccupation with the task at hand. Know that this knight stands prepared. He has no misgivings whatsoever when it comes to battling his ex-primitive. Please consider letting this knight participate, for he has honor to restore. Then, a glimmering within the sky draws your and his attention. It's so terrible. It's all I can do to get through it normally.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Pyre. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Pyre Hearts. Extinguish now their pyre, and glory shall be yours. Now prepare yourselves.
Gilliman still not abandon your new friends like all your other duties and responsibilities? Sir Deluge wrestles with his mask for a time. This night is most surprised that you have the courage to even show yourself. You speak of courage, Sir Deluge, but this knight has little else to say to the likes of you. That figures, Gilliman. You are no knight at all. You are a teensy minnow swimming in a sea of minnows, many, many times your size, and with much more honor, too. Then something comes over Sir Gilliman. But just as soon it fades, and Sir Gilliman slinks away. Disgraceful! You Nightwigs, you are stupid, and you have taken that one in, and you are no good at the rites, and another thing. We do not fear you. Yeah, I'm just like, ugh.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Can we do it better this time?
Faye,
Shiro-sama?
Sir Gilman,
I don't know if I'm gonna get you into there, but I have a dream.
Bertrude. Exactly. Very well.
You wretched little beings would be wiser not to threaten any one of ours. Come then, Nightwings. Show this knight how you defend the honor of that miserable minnow whom you harbor. As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan, more entertainment to these loathsome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir, the imps of the isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in soul. If our tremendous power proves worthy, they would pay us? In exchange for what exactly? And where did they get the soul, for that matter? My understanding is they wish to see us perform feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much soul lies within the sea? Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real, if the soul could be of benefit. Indeed then, reader, my boy, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now let's not distract you further here. I don't know what feats of...
Well, back. Commence.
I go too fast! Fuck.
Wings Pyre is the first to falter.
I miss it constantly.
Gilman caught out. The flames of freedom. Let's see you Nightwings keep this up. Magnificent. Sir Delphi's caught out. The orb engulfed in fire. Good. A swift recovery. Thoroughly banished. Faye did it.
The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Ah! The imps, they come for us! What do we do? What do we do?
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition. Your pyre weakens.
That was weird.
Good. And it is done. The Nightwings prevail. Mayhap the scribes shall simply smite them down next time. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Curse you, Gilliman! You were a fool to have abandoned us, and now you only twist the dagger in our backs. You do not seem to understand, Sir Diligence. This knight is no longer beholden to the likes of you. This knight is bound only by the path toward enlightenment. Your words ring false. You are unfit to lead. Shut up! Shut up! You know exactly what you are, Gilliman. You are this knight a craven, yet your courage is a mere facade, and everybody knows this knight shall see to it. Sir Gilman does not respond, although you sense the words of Sir Deluge got to him.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles? The ancient crone called Bertrude.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Oh, these are both very good.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the next rite.
Oh yeah, I saw that eventually, but I couldn't get 2 of them in my aura, and it wasn't worth fussing around for. After you and your fellow exiles defeated the Pyre Hearts, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Sir Gilliman seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, sir? This knight can hardly move, as though he has been transmogrified into a walking stick or some such sorcery. I see. Then please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Sir Gilliman appeared rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual, reported feeling not entirely present, symptoms of banishment sickness. He should be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstances shall he be able to conduct the coming rite. Now then, I ought to keep you not from the stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. I did a tiny little fist pound. Disappointed! Let's go fuck up this dude's day again. I don't so much care about the dogs. I really do just want to pound this idiot into the ground. So let's go for it. Where are the accusers? No, I don't care about you, tree man. There he is. Let's go. I want to clown on this man's whole life. I see. It's time we met again with Lendl and the accusers. We can make up for the Karen of Habib at first light, my boy. Let us recover through the night for now. It is too late to do much else. Yeah? Sir Gilliman is in a contemplative mood. He's been rather quiet, at least more than usual, ever since his confrontation with Sir Deluge. He notices you there and slides forth in solemn manner. This night, he knows not what he shall do now. When all this is over, Master Reader, we Worm Knights, we are all born and raised to prove ourselves superior to all other billions of our kind, to lead our lives, however short, with glory. From the moment we shove past our wormling brethren in their egg sacs, to the very end, we are conditioned to excel, to prevail at all costs. This relentless pursuit of glory, of fame, of self-worth, it leads most of knights' kind only to an early doom. Or in the case of Deluge, it leads to a life of falsehood. A life of low deceit, abusing one's fellow worm knights, shirking one's responsibilities, living in constant fear. This knight cannot abide his former commander, yet pities him. There must be more to honor than to lead a life engulfed in endless conflict. Then he looks at you intently. This knight shall ever seek that honor out, when all of this is ended, Master Reader. Thus he vows to you, and he is ever grateful that your guidance led him to this new awakening. But until such time, this knight is duty-bound unto the Nightwings. This is the fulfillment of our plan, and our pursuit of freedom is to be his final quest. For what awaits him afterward is no mere quest. The honor that this knight has sought, it cannot fully be achieved through knighthood, can it? It requires something more. I trust you understand. He slithers off, his head held high, though not merely in pride. Something has changed in him. Ooh. Permanently. I'm very tired of reading this book. The traitor Kimmel rope collar, whereas he brought our emperor's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Salam, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the star's plan. If not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have climbed. We found the rope collar. He fled into the sea towards an isle, which we knew all well to avoid. 'Twas there, we think, that Clumber's tattered mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. I have read this one. Oh, what is there? What did I miss? Oh, this one. The Pyre hearts all follow the path forged by the Under King Ors, whose many, many deeds exceeded the smallest statue that somehow contained him. He is the most spirit-determinative, their courage unfaltering, their hearts full. They live always with vigor, and perhaps they die with it as well. They are the Under King's own kind, as his home above the sea, as in never-ending, ever-longing as they do, for something more. The Under King chose wisely for these qualities, and teaches that a life devoid of passion is a life devoid of life itself. The burning passion is the fuel that drives the Pyre hearts, and in turn us all. That's simply not true anymore. You spend a quiet afternoon in the rocky pathways of the Lixan, surveying the area with some of your companions. Our search produces nothing of import. Nothing much worth troubling about. How about we head back? Your investigation yields nothing of note. The three of you return to the wagon for the remainder of the day, where you should have time to pursue your vocations. Hella. You approach Bertrude just as she has finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiled have collected during your travels through the downside. The evidence of thy travails. How brazenly ye put them on display. Ye tempting lands to swallow ye. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. Know, reading one, that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, an exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain regions necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth, and he knew where to produce them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe, notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then we first began collecting samples of the region of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this accursed place, the black basin, the chaos of deathless tempests, the richness of the bogs, the flagging hands. Lands so far away, and yet they called to us. If molten Lith was able to traverse downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely 'twas not beyond reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore... But she hesitates. It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now. She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Wolfred, yet you sense that she is here by choice. something for you. Hey guys, you know, I was just thinking maybe I should have a sale or something here sometime, but then again, my prices are as low as they can go, so I don't think I can. I just can't do it, guys. I just generally don't think I need too many more of these. So I'll take your dust.
Oh, you're quite nice. More like quite nice.
Hey, hold on a second, dear. +3? Oh, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. She will come back immediately, regardless. Oh, she will come back immediately when she scores a point. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give them a deal. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the remnants of the rites approaches you and Vaughnfield. You at first presume it's one of your next adversaries, the accusers, but he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Wolfred starts something you've never seen him do. You observe the colors that he wears, an inverse of the Nightwing. Wolfred Sandalwood. It's been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. It can. What? Look at this! Look at him! I love him. Please join my team. You perished. I watched you fall. You did. I grieved for years, yet now you live. I do. Although these horns, they grow long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable, then. Why are you here now, Orlak? You know full well, Wolfred, to reclaim what is mine by right. The demon Orlak leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life and seemed to set the sky aflame. No! I want him! Please. You just don't stop coming. You don't even get that enlightenment that much slower for that to be worthwhile.
Reader, what lunacy is this?
Indeed.
'Twould appear the Nightwings are to stand against themselves this time around.
Wait, what?
This is a mutiny in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face, Orlek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. And I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
Well, you're not gonna commentary? What happened to the accusers? The stars showed we were to face them. They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Orlek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Wolfred. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. Orlek says nothing for a time, then... Where are your remnants, Wolfred? I have refused to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I would suppose. Yes, that too. I see. You were never very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new lot of yours is any better. You cannot be serious. What sense is there standing against each other? But Orlek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Wolfred. You shall see that I am not so easily discarded, and you shall not deny my liberty again. Reader, the adversary whom we face, Orlok, he is not one to back down. He's very experienced in the rites, even at the time, and so beware. There is no one in his day who could prevail against him, and he appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give in this. I wish I had foreseen this. Oh god.
Exanias.
Don't know who this Orlick bozo thinks he is, and come to think of it, I don't care either. Such a chairman of you have assembled, Wilfred. Then let's see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Fucking hell. I got stuck on the ice. Go, 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 go! Douse the pyre without being banished. Fuck off with that. Fuck! You have grown weak, dragging through the mud at the good name of the Nightwings all the while. Go, boy, go! Go run, Ricky. Go play, little boy, go! Run, boy. You're so brave. It's just... whatever. As expected, you call yourselves the Nightwings, but you are only they in name. And as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this, a stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Valfred looks as Orlick departs without another word. Orlick, forgive me. Good as time as any, thanks for having me along on this strange little journey of yours, reader darling. After saluting her bits. 8 quickness. The strange designs of the 8 scribes, their everlasting sorceries, are strong within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think. Not that I have any success using those, but such. I guess we have time to do one last right thing and then lose that and then move on with our lives. No. Orlac, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we traveled then. I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Reader, as you can see, Orlac and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how all this affects our plan. Reader, sir, Orlac is a principled person. His freedom was denied him when it was just within his grasp. A doleful tale. Wolford shall tell you more of him in due time, of that I have no doubt. For now it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. There, in the deep, infinite dark, once more you see a single shining star, brighter than the rest. Once more, then, unto the fall of Solan. Excellent. Our plan proceeds apace. We need but continue to make good on such opportunities the stars present, so much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway our people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciousness, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars with the High Wing remnants, the passing of more sentences of exile than ever before, far increasingly more dubious causes. Burning of books, the outlawing of literacy. These are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it, soon enough. Wolfred, sir, what of Orlac? Wolfred says nothing in response at first, but then Orlac appears to have his own agenda now. We shall try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let's all rest up a bit, if possible, this night. We fly at the break of dawn. Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Orlac. Tizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Orlac again. Like Wolfred, he thought for sure that Orlac had perished long ago. Tizo is angry that Orlac acted so unfriendly with everyone. The little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up to the rafters. I saw it was the dogs next, which I'm a touch worried about. That's true. You land amid the solemn beauty of Mount Aladil, at whose summit awaits the liberation rite. Thus begins our third ascent to the fall of Sabal. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. With some time to spare after having landed, you join Ruki on a brief expedition of the monument of Solomur. Thank you. Hey Scribes, it's your pal, your ever loyal servant, Ruki Greentail here. Just stopping by to say hello is all. If you're feeling generous, just thought I'd let you know. I'd sure like to get out of here this time, okay? So let me out, okay? I owe you one. Soon you and he are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Solomur has shown you favor. You shall soon begin your ascent, though there's this time there is yet to pursue your vocations. You ask Sir Gilliman to explain to you in his own words the history of the 8 scribes and speak to how their varied backgrounds form their basis, not just of the rites, but of the Commonwealth. Gotta make sure he gets there. This knight loves the Underking ores, the best of all, of course. I'm gonna fucking try, man. While traversing the sheer cliffs on the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Molten Myth, and Sir Gilliman happens to take notice. Is an exile self-imposed still worthy of your blessings, O good scribes? This knight most certainly hopes so. His compatriots so yearn to once again be free, that this knight's heart goes out to each of them. Please, help him to help them. Soon, you and he are finished paying your respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Molten Myth has shown you favor. You and your companions arrive again at the Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone. Shall we, reader? The minstrel leads you towards its counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach. The exiles of the Nightwing, and you again, Tarek. Greetings, Celeste. Aye, we have returned. Stars shine darkly these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more. Now, they are ready for you. Then come forth. Each of you in turn, please state your name and what it is you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Wait, you. She points to Bertrude. You are new amongst the group. You shall go first. Please do as she has, Bertrude. We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Saddlewood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out. The gate guardian acknowledges her, and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so, as before, including you. Once you have all declared yourself, she regards you all for another moment and beckons you towards the mountaintop. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Thank you, Celeste. Until the summit, Tarek. This is not going to go well. The game has become too hard for me to play. I don't think I made a little. No, I don't have any money. Thank you. That looks pretty good. I don't have any money. Such is life. Again, you have reached the Fall of Salim, where one among you can go free, provided you prevail against the dissidents and the liberation rite. Reader, we would ask a moment of your time. We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Bolford pull you aside. We have some news that is, depending on how you look at it, potentially unfortunate. The Lord Minstrel directs your attention towards the dark night sky. Stars are fading. It is true. With the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining than once you saw in the sky above. Yes, the stars themselves are vanishing. Why, I do not yet understand, but what it indicates is this. The rites are drawing to an inexorable end. the light of the stars. Without it, the rites would be unable to commence. Anyway, that is the bad news. The good news is there are lots of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not know as yet. The arithmetic is complicated. An estimation of the number of stars, the rate at which they fade, an accelerating rate at which they're being summoned here. Anyway, I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I feel you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, we have this right to think about, and so do you. Look forth. If there is only enough rights to free each of your companions, then I have royally fucked Headwind. As the stars above begin to shine, Bulford's words begin to sink in. It seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. Because that boy is leaving last. Your adversaries shall be more... No. No. I said he wasn't leaving. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
Congratulations, reader. It would appear the rites are drawing to a close. Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite. For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom here upon the fall of Solium. So too do the dissidents, your adversaries. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
The pyres burn, and each of the Trimovites is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the Trimovites is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the descendants, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Barker burst out of some hidden corner, laughing as he paused at his mask. A real pleasure to be here, mates. Truly, Barker Ashpost. Call me Barker, though, all right? Bye. It's a real pisser getting here, you know. Begging your pardon, Barker Ashpaws, you thusly speak upon the summit of the sacred mountain. Oh my, so terribly sorry to offend you there, lassie. I forgot we got the stars above up there making me watch my language. Though let's get one thing straight, lassie. I don't give a bother for your sacred mountain, so you take it and you shove it. Me and my pack, we're just here for the laughs. You got that? The other side ain't any better than this one. We ain't interested in your freedom. But just the same, we're gonna get it. Take it from those wee little babies there so antsy for it. Hear that, you Nightwigs? You better put up a good fight here. I ain't gonna be happy, understand? Then he shoves his mask back on. Right, come on then. Let's hurry up and get this damn thing started. As for you, Nightwings, you bring darkness with you. You have wrought upon... What have you wrought upon the stars? Celeste, please. We do not know what is in this here. Nightwings have come only to see that the liberation is carried out. Indeed, then. Make your choice, Nightwings. Who among you is to be anointed here?
Who shall return to glory?
I'm not really using that effectively.
Sir Gilman.
Has this knight at last regained his honor? Let us find out now.
Who shall strive for him? Damatha.
Alright, let's see what I can do for him, reader darling.
Tizo.
Tizo is more than willing to help Sir Gilliman get home.
The choice is cast.
Alright then, mates. No more waiting, no more holding back. Let's rip them to shreds. Let's go.
Commence.
about time we got this blasted business underway, eh, Greentail? Riri looks on in silence but says nothing in response. We gotta beat him, we gotta beat him, we gotta beat him. Don't care what it takes, don't care what it takes, don't care what it takes. It seems the pressure of the liberations rites is getting to him. Don't think I forgot our little arrangement there, Greentail. So how about I make you another deal? I get out of here tonight, then you're scot-free. That's right, because I ain't I don't even gonna care a lick about you once I'm gone. Now you just think on that when my pack goes me to wipe the floor. What in... Alright, mate. Something's gone right funny with that orb, as I can tell. Better laugh it up while we still can, eh? Indeed, something strange seems to have happened to the celestial orb. It shudders now, as though possessed by some chaotic power as your adversaries. Uh-oh.
As per the sacred law. Your victory is at hand. And there it is, at last. The Night Wings proved their worth. Their adversaries they defeated utterly. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
What a joke! Kira was thinking we were gonna make them all cry after this. Come on, mates. I already had it with this stuck-up place, so let's get out of here already, eh? Sir Gilliman stares at nothing in particular. You sense he is still taking in what has transpired and what it means for him. So then, this night he is to be free. He is to be free? Nay, but that would mean... Why, that would mean his honor is restored. One cannot go back to our Commonwealth by any other means. This knight's exile was self-wrought, his disgrace profound, that he has been atoned under the eye of the Underking and those of his noble comrades. He begins to grow very emotional, and then, this knight loves you all! That you would strive for him, and let him join your noble quest. This knight does not feel as though he is deserving of this outcome, yet the result appears inarguable. Even now, the knight is drawn into the Shimmer Pool. Our time grows brief. Therefore know this, beloved friends. This knight shall ever strive on your behalf there in the Commonwealth. This is his honor may have been restored. His true journey only begins now. And so, good friends of the Nightwings, this night must now bid you farewell. However, the bonds we have formed together shan't be broken by mere distance, nay! Strive on, good friends, strive on! You can still hear Sir Gilliman as he vanishes into the shimmer pool. If this lovely knight could have achieved such glory, surely you can all. Fare now, farewell, farewell. Sir Gilliman earned his freedom. May he return in glory.
Godspeed, Sir Gilman. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may yet continue for a while. Until the turning of the stars, farewell.
He returned to the wagon after having prevailed against the dissidents in the liberation rite. That's one less mouth to feed. Tizo is pleased that Sir Gilliman is finally free. You succeeded in liberating Sir Gilliman, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. Then Volfred asked the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt you would all wish to know as soon as possible. The context of our plan has changed. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away one by one. For reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourselves if you have any doubt that this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, and now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe it shall, then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances, and you sense negative emotions arising, confusion, fear. Before I give you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so, however. Our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it's not to be cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlighted Clove, where we can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whisper in hushed tones, others turn to their quarters speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. Headwind is fucked! Crab. Alright, that is all I have time for today. I wonder how many chances we have left. That's funny. I kind of was under the assumption that we could just try and try again until we failed. But then when I saw that other teams, if you lost to them, were no longer available, then you did have limited amount of chances. But now it seems incredibly limited, much more limited. So, very exciting. I will never let Headwind go. He is stuck with me forever. And that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so that is going to be it for me today with Pyre. I will be back with more Pyre at 2 p.m. EST, but I will be back in an hour for more Near Replicant as we approach the ending of that somewhat quickly. Probably not gonna... We're gonna do the rest of the things we need to do today, and then tomorrow is ending C and D. And I don't actually know how long ending E is, like, at all, so... We will see. But thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you soon. Otherwise, have a lovely afternoon, and goodbye.